In this video I will tell you how to realistically become rich if you are in the Gen Z age category. I have been consuming content, books and research papers on personal finance for the last 8 years and have been working in the finance field for the last 3 years, with daily exposure to the information about financial indicators of private persons and businesses. Finally, I myself am a Gen Z who is trying my best to build wealth, so in this video I want to share the knowledge and experience they have collected over the years. Do not worry, in this video I'm not gonna tell you to start a side hustle, to invest in meme coins or to buy my course. No, by no means. But I will provide you with a guide, in my opinion a very realistic one, about obtaining the financial freedom and wealth in the long term using 5 very simple steps. But before we begin, I want to say that there are many ways to define the rich person. Some of the definitions are more understandable than others. For example, we all would agree that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates are rich. However, the chance of you becoming that rich is really close to a zero, so we're not going to talk about it, at least in this video. That is why I apply the following definition of a rich person. In my opinion, it's an individual who is debt-free and possesses a significant wealth which allows this individual to live a worry-free life. So let's talk about how to become closer to being a person which matches this definition. First things first, you have to obtain a stable employment. Employment type may of course vary on personal case-by-case basis for each and every one of us. However, the one thing which we all can do is to use most of the resources available to us to the biggest advantage of ours. So if you can go to the university and obtain a good paying and promising degree, do it. Then try your best to find an internship and start your career. In case you are not able to go to the university, which as far as I know is a highly likely situation in the US, where college costs are just insane, go and learn some skill and use those in order to obtain a good paying blue collar job. Maybe you're fortunate enough to have a family member who runs a successful business and has an opportunity to work for his business. In this case, just do that. In other words, use all of the available opportunities and connections which are at your disposal in order to find a good and stable employment. Ideally, it's employment with some sort of future resistance, as well as the one which will allow you to develop your career in the future. After you receive your first paycheck, it's time for step 2, which is creating a budget. Most people find it to be a very boring task, however, it is a necessary one. It doesn't matter whether you are going to do that on paper, Excel table or a specialized app with a monthly subscription which costs $50. The only thing you have to do is to write down the amount you bring in every month and use the so-called 50-30-20 rule, which means that you have to allocate 50% of your income to the needs, 30% to wants and 20% to investing and saving. Somehow most people think that they have to invest the amount of money which is left in their account at the end of the month. However, that's a very wrong approach, since if you are not allocating the funds at the moment when you receive the paycheck, you are almost guaranteed to spend it all, since you do not have any plan on how to save those. So after you have divided the funds into these 3 categories, it's better to use the funds allocated for investing immediately, so you would not have an opportunity to touch those later in case you would want to make some stupid spontaneous purchase. Then you are left with the funds that can be used for your needs, such as paying for rent, food and other bills, as well as wants, which you can spend on the things you like. By creating a budget, you will make your finances structured, and most probably will prevent yourself from going outside the set limits. Another step on the way to financial freedom is to avoid loans. This includes pretty much all of the loans, except the mortgage and those loans which are necessary to save your life in some extraordinary situation. However, statistically, it's probably not going to happen to you. It's important to mention that this is only my opinion, but I think that everyone should try their best to avoid loans due to the following reasons. First of all, most loans, especially personal loans, credit card debt and payday loans, carry high interest rates that can quickly escalate your financial obligations. Paying interest means spending money on something that doesn't directly benefit you or build your wealth. Another reason is that borrowing for non-essential purposes can lead to a cycle of debt, as you take on more and more loans to cover previous debt or unexpected expenses. And last but not least, that being in debt can create a significant mental burden, which often leads to anxiety and stress, especially if payments become difficult to manage. So I would say that it's better to stay out of debt, since it's definitely not going to help you become rich or achieve financial freedom. However, as I mentioned previously, some loan types are a little bit different and can even become advantageous for you. One such loan is of course the mortgage, since it allows you to acquire a valuable asset that grows in price and provides you with your own personal place to live in, which is the basic necessity. In addition to that, unlike most loans, a mortgage enables you to build equity in your home over time. As you pay down the loan and property value increases, your financial stake in the home grows. As well as mortgage payments actually force you to allocate some part of your income towards the real asset. Therefore, I think that taking out the mortgage could be a good idea. However, it will vary on your personal situation and account for the factors such as do you plan having a family, kids, etc. This leads us to the next stage of living below your means. This means that you have to spend less than you earn and is reflected by the aforementioned 50-30-20 rule, according to which you have to save and invest at least 20% of your income. However, there is another trick, and it's not to increase your lifestyle dramatically after you receive a pay raise. Let's say you receive a pay raise of 30% by getting a new job. In such situation, the smart thing to do is not to upgrade your lifestyle by such actions as buying a newer car or moving to the fancier neighborhood, but by investing this additional 30% of your income. Such actions will most probably allow you to obtain significant wealth in the long run. Of course, it's not possible to never upgrade your lifestyle and get better things. However, it's very important to allocate more funds toward investments and savings, especially if you are still young. At the beginning, it could be pretty hard, but after living below your means for a few years, you gain financial flexibility and freedom. You don't have to worry that much about being locked into the same job or a lifestyle that you don't enjoy simply to cover your expenses, which gives you a fantastic opportunity to make decisions which will make your life more calm and free in the long run. And one last thing which will definitely help you to become closer to becoming a rich person is thinking about your pension early in your career. The earlier you start thinking about retirement, the more time your money has in order to compound and grow. Starting early means you can contribute smaller amounts regularly and still reach your retirement goals. For example, saving $100 a month for 40 years will accumulate more than saving $200 a month for only 20 years. Here is the theoretical example. If you invest $100 in S&P 500 every month from the age of 25 until the age of 65 with an annual return of 12%, your investment could grow to approximately $1.2 million. It's important to remember that the $100 investment today and in 20 years time will feel completely different, as well as $1.2 million in 40 years time will also be a different sort of money than it is today. However, it will still be enough for you to make your retirement way more comfortable. I would say that this is one of the easiest and at the same time smartest financial decision every one of us can make while we are still relatively young. Becoming a rich person is all about making smart choices over time. It's not about showing off or spending on things you don't need. Wealth is built through good habits, saving, investing, and living below your means, without worrying about money. Rich people don't always look rich, but they are building their wealth quietly, and I truly believe that everyone can do the same. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it, and of course do not forget to join my Discord server, link is down in the description, and I will be very happy to chat with you in it and discuss pretty much any video of mine. Until next time, we'll see you very soon and bye for now.